Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and we must acknowledge Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word tonight. And the name of the lesson is going to be Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, Volume 267. And in this edition, we're going to speak about the 315 girls abducted from the Nigerian boarding school. In these signs of the end times, man, what we try to do is take a snapshot of the many things that's happening in the world that points that we in the sign of the end times. And there's so much that's going on. What I try to do is bring you the stories that relate to us as Israelites. And this story in regards to the 315 girls being abducted from the Nigerian boarding school just happened this past Friday. I want to say this was in northwestern parts of Nigeria, I guess the Zamfara state. And I guess it's a boarding school that holds about 500 students and girl students, and around 315, 316, 317 of those girls were taken by gunmen. So I want you to pause and think about that, because according to various news outlets, it was military near the school and they could not protect the girls by these gunmen. Now, a boarding school is, for those who might not be familiar, but a boarding school is simply an institution where kids live within the premises while they're given formal instructions in regards to school. And you had some gunmen decide to come up with an elaborate scheme, or an elaborate plan, I should say, to abduct these girls. Not women, we're talking about girls. All right, they were seized and taken away by force, illegally, by deception, by way of also kidnap. Now, the Bible speaks about abduction. It speaks about kidnapping. In Exodus 21:16, it says, "And he that stealeth a man and sell him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." So when you abduct, as an Israelite, under the Israelite laws, customs, if you were to seize someone or kidnap someone for the sake of getting money, you would be put to death for that. So these gunmen that abducted these girls, man, in the law of Israel, they would have got put to death for that. In Deuteronomy 24:7, it speaks about, if you found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel and make merchandise of him or sell it him, that thief shall be put to death and die. So the Bible, speaks extremely against kidnappings, extremely against abductions. And what you had over in Nigeria was a plot to abduct these girls, these young girls. We're talking anywhere from 10 to 13, 14 years old. This is the things that's happening in the world that we live in. What you see on the screen is an empty sitting area at a boarding school. I'm not for sure if it's the actual boarding school that these girls were abducted from, but it's very similar to it if it's not it. Now, when it comes to the gunmen, the government over in Nigeria call these dudes the bandits, or they call them bandits, and they are known to kidnap for money and to push for the release of their members that's in jail. In other words, they're known for their blackmail tactics. So what am I saying, man? Even, this is a sign of the end time when even you have your children, you're sending your children off to school for a better opportunity to get education and whatnot. And you got gunmen with the idea of kidnapping for money, and at the same time also using these kidnapped kids or kidnapped girls for leverage to be able to release some of their members from jail. Like I say, another blackmail tactic. So this is the world that we're actually living in right now. So again, what's the name of the word? Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, volume 267. 315 girls abducted from Nigeria boarding school. That's cold-blooded, man. Yeah, I mean, you look at all the things that's happening. Obviously, you got the COVID still out here. People still dying from that. You got murder, all type of senseless murders is happening. All type of wickedness is taking place, man. And in a time that we living in now, it's assume it all. I mean, everything is happening, man. Just think about it. Pause and think about it for a minute. Over 300 girls were abducted from a Nigerian boarding school. It almost sounds like it was an inside job on this, because I don't see how a boarding school that holds 500 students, 500 girls, and 3/4 of them, or 300 and something of those girls, were taken by gunmen. I mean, something smells real fishy about this whole situation. And like I say, man, the fact that you had military right there, they were not able to protect these girls by the gunmen. That's right. As of right now, I think it was the only murder that I believe have taken place was an adult staff member, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but none of the girls have been reported murdered. So I think the whole situation is these girls were kidnapped for leverage of obtaining money, and leverage of being used for the release of their members in jail. So over there, for those, that like to travel to African nations or the countries over there and whatnot, you might want to take Nigeria off your destination if that's one of them. It's cold-blooded out here, man. I'm telling you. So listen, I hope you sincere brothers and sisters, man, was edified by this word, man. And just pause and think about it, man. If you have kids, especially girls, young girls, anywhere from the age of 10 to 13, 14. I mean, I have a granddaughter. She'll be 10 years old tomorrow. Tomorrow she'll turn 10 years old, and it just really make you think, like, man, you really got to watch your kids, man, especially girls. And like I said, I got a granddaughter, so for me, this is definitely an eye-opener, because it just remind me and let me know that it's not just happening in Nigeria. It's happening here also in the United States, but not on a large scale like that. But you got predators and all type of men, pedophiles, I should say, that are out here looking to abduct our little girls, man. So you parents and grandparents and guardians, man, don't be so careless out here. And because I've seen in the past where on my way to work, I've seen like women leave their little kids on the corner to fend themselves. Like I'll be like, man, is they mama on crack or something? Like who does that? You know, I've seen it, man. Weird stuff, man. And so what am I saying? We can't be out here in a careless spirit, because it was definitely a careless spirit at this boarding school. There's no way you have someone in possession of someone's children and you allow them to be abducted, man. That's crazy, man. But again, as we get ready to close out this word, we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And amen. And everything that you do, keep Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, first. And stay prayed up, man, at all times already.